Once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Good Friday evening to everybody out there at Southern Fried Podcast Land.
Freezing rain.
What? You talking about freezing rain? And welcome all you breadheads out there at Cornbread Nation. We glad you're here. How's Dave tonight?
He's all right. Busy right now.
Okay. Well, Dave's busy, but I'm not. Let's rock and roll this thing. We got lots of stuff we can talk about on Front Porch Talking. We're going to talk about some cold weather. You know, Dave likes the cold, I think. Maybe not too much of it. Cook is built for the cold. That's for sure. I don't like the cold. That's why I'm way down here. I don't even like it a little bit. I'd much rather be hanging out at the beach and it's about 80, 90 degrees, working on my suntan, hang out with the rest of the beautiful people. Y'all know what I mean. So, it is what it is. Think about getting me some of them men's bikini swim trunks for the next time I go. Probably might hurt Dave's feelings right there. He's told me I can't do that. Well, he didn't say I can't do it. He said rather I
Good evening, everyone in Front Porch Talking. Was getting the stream set up. Some of the chats had a couple of hiccups, so I was working on that. But we are good to go. Hopefully good to go.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Snowy not, melting not. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. Hello, Killer Carl. How are you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hi, Carl. Look, where are you from there, Carl? You getting caught up in all this snow? Give me a second to answer that while we're trucking on down here.
Different people coming to the program. Welcome to the front porch. Grab you a glass of sweet tea and your heater and join us on the front porch and chit chat.
Yeah, you can jump on.
Doing good, brother. We've been talking throughout the day. We've done several programs, a little politics. We've got snow, or I do, sleet, freezing rain, and we're still trying to. It'll be a slick night in North Georgia. I'm here in the studio with Cowboy Cook. Hope things are well where you're at. Hello.
You can see him in the back there. He's hiding.
Hello, Brian.
Yeah.
He's hiding. Hello, Brian from Vancouver, British Columbia. We appreciate you being in Instagram tonight. Thanks so much for being here.
I really enjoy the fact that we're kind of
awesome
getting more people in all around the world. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. You might have to sing a song. Here in Allentown, Pennsylvania, just cold as a well digger's butt. I just changed the wording a little bit there, Carl. But yeah, we don't normally get it, man. We got slammed. This is the most snow we've had. I think I could be wrong. I think in my area where I live since '93, we don't normally get that.
Yeah.
And how was the weather in Vancouver, British Columbia?
Wow.
I would be interested to know what that's like.
I'll go ahead and go on record. We didn't set any records here in South Georgia on our snowfall totals.
It's colder down there than it is. It is kind of weird, Brian. That is weird that it's colder here than it is there. I'm sure maybe it's the drones, man. Maybe the drones are just driving us, driving the weather into crazy stuff. It's pushed the weather in strange ways across the world. It's like 40 degrees. It's been raining like 6 weeks straight. But they have snow in the mountains. I don't know if I could handle 6 weeks of snow. Thoughts on the wildfires? We're madder than Hades about it. I know there's some natural phenomena there with the winds and all, but I'm mad about what they've done. Some of the things that's been going on out there. Absolutely. So yeah, communist Cali. Yeah, we're not happy about what's been going on. The great leadership. That's called great leadership, right? No water, not enough firemen. Taking off out of town. Amazing. Appreciate those coming in from Podbean. Awesome. Welcome back, our friend from no, you're not a commie. Welcome back from Russia, though. Wasn't that a James Bond movie, From Russia with Love?
Yes, it was. It most certainly was.
We appreciate. I do love your comments, though. The internationalists hate them all. I do enjoy that. That is a new phrase for me, but it is a funny phrase. Just hate them all. There's a lot of American friends and Canadian friends talking about Canada. Oh, these are great comments, man. Check this one out. You're right, Killer Carl. You're absolutely right. 1777, baby.
Sorry.
John Thune's going to be our biggest problem in the Senate, more so than Chuck Schumer. He's going to slow walk President Trump's cabinet picks. Absolutely. We don't even know what's going to happen come 10 days from now.
We can hope and pray. That's about all we can do on that. I do like the comments that the LA fire chief said about the city failed the residents in the wildfire preparation because of budget cuts.
Yeah.
They're screaming to be properly funded.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what did it say here? Any budget cut is going to impact our ability to provide service. That is a ground truth in regard to our ability. If there's a budget cut, we had to pull from somewhere else. What does that mean? That doesn't get done or that there are delays. When asked about the budget cuts, which slashed the budget by $17 million, Crowley said that did impact our ability to provide service. On a normal day, our firefighters are running over 1,500 calls, and they're transporting 650 patients a day, let alone the last 3 days of what we had. Wow. The amount of calls our firefighters are running today has doubled since 2010, and a 55% increase with 68 fewer people. Full transparency. this isn't a new problem for us.
No, it's not a new problem. The same old, same old.
Yeah, let's just ignore it. It'll go away. Amen.
And print more money.
Yeah, print more money. Amen to that, Carl. That's yeah. You know, this is just getting nuts. You know, and they're already pulling kicking the people out of the motels over in Carolinas. If you know, have you heard anything updates on that, Dave?
I did not get an update today with a lot of stuff we were doing. I didn't get a chance to check the news in that area, so I'm not exactly sure on that. But I do want to follow up on it. Those are great comments you folks have been bringing in. Keep it up. We concur. Let's see. I know you won't get that back, and I'm talking about Podbean, the comments here about there is a lot of money that goes to Israel, and I know that is controversial. Some I do support some things. There's some things I don't like that Israel does, but I do think that we have a partnership for the most part there, but we don't need to get caught up into some things there that we shouldn't be in. We do need to find out what's going on with our hostages. If they're all dead, we need to recover. But there's some people don't like that the deep involvement we have with Israel. Some people love it. There's people on all sides of that issue, and I understand that. I do. I've been a supporter of Israel for different reasons, and but sometimes that can get us into some trouble too, at home and abroad. So, but I would. I do want money to be spent here in the United States. I think, Rob, we're both in the same, that we want to take care of Americans first. I think we're all about America first. And we have helped the people all over the world. We usually get kicked in the teeth for it. Yeah. They turn around and flip us off and celebrate our failures, our disasters. I'm sure there are people just cheering about the fires in California all around the world. But the heck with them, you know. But let's take care of America first. We do. I believe in a strong military so that we can have peace through strength, because we can't let these jacklegs ever put one jackboot on our soil. It just makes me mad. And some of them have been able to walk across, Rob, without a shot fired. We've got enemies that have just came in our nation. These jackboots need to go. They're enemies of the state.
You know what? We got 9 wake up, and Holman's going to be on that job. And I bet it won't take long to get a wall built this time. Yeah,
and that's a good point, Killer Carl. That there it is in the budget, and but they're always pushing for more. And I'll admit it, AIPAC is a very strong lobby. It is a strong lobby, and there are people that don't like that. You know, again, like I said, there are some things we've been involved with that was okay, some things not. And there has been, I mean, let's be honest, if I want to be truly transparent here, even though I support this relationship, Israel has spied on America. And that has been pretty much proven that Israel has, and some think that Israel has some dirt on some people in the U.S. I don't know. But there's a lot of people, Rob, that think that Israel has some dirt on politicians in America and around the world, and applies pressure that way. I don't know.
If we're allies, why are they spying on us?
Well, that's the question. Why would they do that? It's to get the upper hand, to be able to lean on us.
Well, let me ask you, how much of an ally have we been to them for the last 4 years, really?
Not as much as we have been. We've been against them. But if you go back, a lot of people say this goes back to the Epstein issue, that he entrapped these leaders from all over, including America, and they've got the dirt. Who has all that evidence? Some say Israel has it. I don't know, because he was Jewish. I don't know if I leap that far. I don't know. There are some people believe this wholeheartedly, that they have the goods on a lot of American billionaires and politicians. And so they've got us over the barrel because these people don't want their sins exposed of what happened on Epstein's Island. Now, that's just being honest. That's out there, and I've heard it from many, many, many in the podcast world.
And I'll say this on Carl's little comment right here. He's probably more right there than what people really want to realize.
And I would agree with that. Absolutely.
And Dave, on the FEMA thing real quick.
Yes.
They've been providing hotel rooms to thousands of Helene survivors in Western North Carolina. On January 3rd, they began notifying families that were checked into hotel or motel rooms who were no longer eligible for the program. And they gave it was due to any of the following reasons. An inspection found their home is now habitable. I don't know what that means. And what is their definition of habitable? They declined an inspection.
I don't know.
If they decline an inspection, I can kind of see maybe. Or FEMA has been unable to contact the applicant to update their housing needs despite multiple attempts.
Okay, who's producing this information? And number two is, if they can't find them to do any of that, how can they kick them out of a hotel?
Well, I mean, if they're staying in the hotel, they ought to be able to find them.
I'm just saying, room 121.
Pretty easy to find them.
I mean, what the heck?
And who figures out if their home's habitable? I mean, what are the requirements for it? Do they have electricity? Do they have running water? I mean, come on. Are the windows in place? Are the walls up? Is the roof been repaired? I mean, this is all things you have to take into account. If their house hasn't been actually repaired, then, and they're still going to be wet, cold, or not have any running water, or no heat. I mean, come on.
I mean, I agree. There are people that they abuse the situation, even in cases like this. I wouldn't think it's 3,500 of them. Oops, I put that in the wrong place. This is a pretty, and we get a neat perspective from our friend from Russia and from being on the inside of the country and what's going on. These relationships the United States has, there are controversies about that, about the borders, about, Germany. I mean, there's a lot that goes on with NATO, and why did NATO go all the way up to try to go up to that close to the border with Russia? Why? I mean, what was the purpose to do that? Why did they try to bring Ukraine into NATO? What benefit?
Yeah.
This all goes back before the war. It goes back. Some say all the way back to all these decisions were made in 2014 when the leadership was changed by, they did some things there to get the leadership changed under, Obama and Biden, and what was going on. Hunter over there running around with a bag and all kinds of bags and getting bags. And I don't know, man, but
stuff going on in the Ukraine over there. Biden's deep in it.
There's dirty stuff that went on over there. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, and now it's Ukraine paying the price, not the Bidens. They got their money and got the heck out.
And as our friend in Podbean is talking about, we've also got these, issues with China. I mean, there's just so many different things that we're sitting on powder kegs, man. China, Taiwan, North and South Korea. We're neck deep into the Ukrainian and Russia war. Military supporting information and or equipment into the whole Middle East. And that's not even counting Africa and things that we got going on there. We're stretched, man. And our militaries, none of them are up to the level that they were or they should be.
No. I'm going to tell you something else. I'm sick of us being the world police. It's not our job. We don't elect leaders to take on the world. We want to take care of ourselves some. I know we have to help some of these countries out. But why are we borrowing money to give away to these other countries? Why? 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 It's not our
Yeah.
job.
And
We need to be taking care of
and
Americans.
Trump has said they need to pay their fair share.
Yeah, we got problems with illegal immigrants come across both borders. We got homeless vets out there. We got mentally ill. We got homeless people just in general. We've got the fentanyl and drugs pouring in. We're going to have to now be tracking down all these criminal illegal immigrants that were criminals before they ever got here. We need to track down those 300,000 some odd missing children that they lost. We've got to repair our infrastructure. We got to get our military built back up. We've got all this stuff that we need to do, but we're worried about policing the world. And I tell you something, those citizens over there, the hostages in Israel, some of those are Americans.
Missing children.
And they're probably dead now.
Yeah.
And if they've killed American
I'd say
citizens
that
over there, we should be going over there to kick some butt. That's the way I feel about it. The world may not agree with me, but if they've killed American citizens, no, sir.
I was over here chatting with our friend in Podbean and North and South Korea, and it's amazing to me that, and I know they do it for different reasons, but it's amazing to me that we still have to have that many troops sitting in between nations that have, after 60 plus years or whatever it is, can't they figure this thing out? I mean, why do we have to sit there? And I know they want a ready military right there, but that puts us right in the middle of bad things. And we don't want another 50 plus thousand missing people, because of
why isn't NATO sitting there? Why isn't NATO sitting there? Why do we have to put our troops there? Why doesn't NATO take that over?
Well, they don't do their part. And what good is the UN peacekeeping missions? I mean, what good is that?
Well, that's not our fault, though. Why are we doing it? Let NATO do it.
Well, we pay 75% of the bill. That's why.
Well, we need to quit paying 75% of the damn blame bill. We got our own issues. We're sitting on powder kegs all over the world in our own country. Why?
There's a lot of whys, man. We don't have all the answers, but we are sure sitting on some rough stuff, man.
Yeah.
And we've got enemies within the nation and outside the nation that want to see America fall. And they're just, and we've got basically an enemy army that is ready to go into motion. The Cybertruck attacks was nothing. That was nothing compared to what can happen.
You ain't kidding.
There is no telling the true number of enemy combatants that we have. They're military age. They always talk about families coming across the border. There was some of that, but most of the ones I've seen were military age young men from all kinds of nations, be it Iran, China. There was a lot of Chinese that came over. A lot. Nobody, the press didn't want to talk about it. And there's and where are they at? Where are they at? They dumped their identities on the other side of the border and came on in, and they're here somewhere in America. And we don't have a way to track their movements or anything. That's what's going on. And they're not citizens. And what's their purpose?
Yeah.
And some of them got smart with people who ask, like, where'd you come from and stuff. I mean, they just there's some bad stuff out there, man.
Yeah. They've made it a taboo subject to ask somebody, hey, where'd you come here from?
Well, they called you a racist. Like, what? You're a racist? No, we're not.
We're not.
We're trying to defend our nation.
Darn skippy. And then they're trying to take our guns away from us too. If someone breaks in your house and you can't protect yourself, you got to call on the state. Hey, come rescue me. And hopefully they'll get there on time. But, that's probably not going to happen. I mean, come on. Defund the police. Take away people's guns so they can't protect themselves. Now you ain't got enough police there to protect them. I mean, it's stupid. It's asinine.
I agree.
You're gonna make me get red faced and run my blood pressure up again.
and Mr. Brian, you are correct on this. Let me get this in there for you. I agree. It's not our friend. These people are trying to lay us right in the middle of World War III. They're talking, what makes me mad is these little and they don't put nothing in what they're supposed to. But all these little NATO nations, some of the smaller ones are running their mouth the most. Who's going to bail their butts out when it goes bad? It'll be us.
Yeah.
They can't defend themselves. Listen, I know Poland has spent a lot of money on their military, but and I'm not putting down Poland, but let's be honest. Do we really think Poland is going to be able to stand up against a superpower? Do we really think that's going to happen? No, it's not. Name any of those smaller countries. It's not going to happen.
What if all those smaller countries banded together into one country? That would
be they tried to make them all the European Union. That was a failed experiment.
Yeah.
Amen to this, Brian. They're not taking away my guns. Hold on. Let me get that up.
Although
they're not taking away my guns. Although Trudeau is trying. He's trying to, but it's not going to work out so well. I agree. Hey, from your position up there, is you have a unique perspective about the truckers and what happened with them. Did you know anybody that was involved, or what's your thoughts about that? Because Trudeau certainly came down them. Talk about jackboots, man. He came down on them hard.
Yeah.
But he was trying to label them all as anti-Canadian,
Hey, and all you truckers up there, that's right. Yeehaw. We was behind you 100%. I don't know if that came through or not. I hope it did. That was cheering.
Yes.
Thank you. We was behind the truckers up there and they're striking and everything else. And then Trudeau came out and arrested them. How many of them? Had their trucks hauled away and everything. What the? He became like.
Well, he was even.
He was like.
He was even trying to arrest people that were helping him.
Yeah.
Bringing them gas,
He was like Colonel Clink from Hogan's Heroes.
Let's not forget the churches that were basically invaded. They come in and told these pastors, they made them shut down their services. There's video of it. I've seen it. There's a couple that I follow, and they videoed it. They come in and they were not nice to these pastors, man. They treated the pastors like the enemy, man, like an enemy invader in their own nation. It's incredible. Oh, this is interesting information here. Thank you for that. I'm going to get this up, Rob. This is great. Thank you for that. I did not know this. Should be up in just a second. Thank you for that. We'll get that on the screen. There's another convoy plan that's going to show up in Ottawa. Yay!
Yeah.
Go truckers.
You know what?
Reminds me of that old 70s song, man. We got us a convoy.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, Bubba. We are a great big
convoy. That was a good movie. It was a good
movie. Convoy. I remember that one well. You know who sang that?
I can't remember the name, but I know it. I can find it in every truck stop ever. Who was that
remember. Chris Christopherson, I think.
Chris Christopherson was, yeah.
Because he was in the movie.
He hit me about the same time you were. Yes.
Breaker 19. This is the rubber duck. Because that was his CB handle. Oh, that's scary that I remember that.
All right, we can't put this on. We can't. This come from Podbean, our friend in Russia. We can't put because of the word. You gotta understand. But I do want you to see it, Robert. I'm gonna put it in the chat. We just won't put it on screen. But he is absolutely correct, talking about the culture of Russia and things that are going on. And it's true. We hate each other to death in Russia because of the establishment. We're leaving a word out, but he is correct, and he knows more than me. But that's a good point. And I want to say, isn't all the governments do this, right, to different degrees? Even in America, what do? They pit us against each other.
Yep.
Then they certainly do it in America. They're trying their best in a lot of ways to sort of civil war again in America. They make us hate each other, or they try.
And they're doing it now between liberals and conservatives. This is the biggest fight in this country right now. I mean, point blank. Yeah. It doesn't matter what your color is. It doesn't matter what your religious beliefs are. But right now, the biggest divide in this country is between conservatives and liberals. And, I hate to say this. I try to respect everybody's political beliefs. I don't care about their political beliefs as far as being a person goes. But I am sick and tired of these politicians going out screaming the same old crap that isn't true, trying the same failed policies time and time again, and throwing money at stuff that we know ain't going to work because we've already proved it's not going to work, and trying to make everybody on an even playing field. That's never going to happen. You're always going to have some above, some below, some in the middle. It doesn't matter what race you are. Quit dividing us. Get somewhere.
And
There's
another
an
thing
answer between the two.
done. Yeah. Another thing they've done is they have crippled the American work spirit, man. I mean, by all this government handouts, promising on the moon, promising they were going to cancel their debt, giving them all this stuff. They've killed the young people's not all of them, but a lot of them's drive to actually get out and be something, to work, to make yourself into something, to roll up your sleeves and go after it. They've killed that in America, man. It's horrible.
Well,
there's so many people that don't want to work anymore, man.
Why should they? Why should they, Dave? They're going to get a participation trophy. They don't need to go out and work their butts off for nothing. They're going to get a participation trophy.
Getting stimulus checks.
Yeah. Dave, I worked for years, and I feel guilty, Dave. You know my situation. All right. And I just recently.
But you shouldn't feel guilty.
I do. I still do. I want to work, and I can't. I want to. Okay. And it bugs the snot out of me that somebody else is paying my way. It bugs the ever-loving snot out of me. Wasn't nothing I asked for. Wasn't nothing I did wrong. It's just one of those things in life that happen. But it bothers me. But there's people out there that's fully capable of working a job that won't. They won't do it. And you ain't going to make them. But they're going to get a check. Come on, man. It's just.
Oh, yeah.
During the Great Depression, I'll tell you something that they did here in South Georgia. A lot of these little creeks that you saw when you was driving, like when we was going between here and Donaldsonville.
Yep.
There's Dry Creek, Sow Branch, stuff like that. There's some on the other side of Colquitt too. During the Great Depression, the government actually hired people to dig a lot of those. And what it did, it took a lot of the standing swamp water out and made more arable land for farming. And it gave a place for water to go and flow into the creeks. We need to get projects like that going again. Oh, you can't find a job? Okay. They'll give you a couple of weeks unemployment, then you're going to work here, digging this branch. Right. Why can't we do that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong? I mean, it's working for the government. It's government work. If you draw them, you're getting paid. The daycares. Well, I've got kids. I can't do anything with them. Have a government-run daycare. There's some people, if you're drawing a check, hey, go work at the daycare. Watch these kids while these other people are out working. That's your job. You've got
my God, now. Man. Can you imagine how bad it would be if the government ran a daycare?
You darn sure couldn't let Joe Biden be over it. He'll have every one of them little girls sniffed up.
No.
Well, I'm just saying.
I get it.
The way they smell. And then he'd be going. Sorry. You know what Jill's saying about us right now, don't you?
I love it. You guys are so great.
This is a great perspective tonight from our friend in Russia. And he's absolutely correct. I love this comment. This is a great comment. We don't want to take back Alaska. It's yours, thanks to the stupid czars. You know what? Sometimes you just have to recognize the idiots in your own government and country. And
hey, we eat up with them too, Bubba. Don't you think you got a monopoly on that?
We gave up the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
Dummies.
Don't feel too bad about it.
That's a great comment. That's absolutely a great comment.
It is. Thank you for that. But hey, and see, this is important to me. I mean, okay, Americans and Russians traditionally don't get along, but look here, we're seeing the same stuff here, and they're seeing the same stuff there. We got the same problems. Yeah,
a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, you right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, Dave, keep it going. I got to have some coffee, dude. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian. It is when you get so. I love your comment. It is when you're struggling to try to do for yourself. It's really hard, to help others. It really is. And I get that. And yes, a lot of people, there was a liberal who about lost their mind down here over this, but I'm for it. Let's just I hope he just does it. Like, I'm okay with it. Just go ahead and call it. I'm good with it. Just go ahead and give us the Gulf of America. I mean, who's going to stop us? Who's going to do anything about it? I mean, I think we just do it. Oh. Lord of mercy. And it's funny, we're all from different areas in here tonight, and we all have the same problem. Just in varying degrees. We all have the same problem.
Yep.
Idiots and bad people at the helm.
Yep.
And there you go, Brian. I agree. I think it is. They're not going to stop it. They can run their mouth all they want. I think that it's definitely, we're definitely going to see that happen. There's going to be a lot of things that happen quickly on the first of the swearing in of the day. I mean, he's got most of the executive orders I've read are going to be about the border, but there is a bunch of them. What I understand, a bunch. I think it'll set a record this time.
He's closing the border down, ain't he?
Well, he'll get it back to where it's controlled and managed. I mean, it's really a misnomer to say shut it down. There'll always be crossings into America because of deliveries and people that come across to work fields, and they get work visas and stuff like that. There's a lot of traffic that comes into those roads there. That they have the dogs out there checking everything for drugs. There's a lot of people that cross into America and work, but we definitely have to keep, be diligent about, who and what's coming in. And I do think we probably need to spend more money on what I think we do have to spend more money on the border, even in the legal crossing areas, just to try to keep up with some of the craziness. The people that are trying to cross in with drugs or sneak people in, they only check. I mean, they really get at what they do, but they're not checking every car. They've got technology they use, but every car is not checked. It'd be impossible. There's too much traffic.
Well, what were they thinking when they let over 1 million people come up across it?
Oh, they wanted to destroy America. That's absolutely what they wanted to do. They wanted to destroy the American economy. They wanted to destroy American jobs. They wanted to destroy they wanted to flip this nation upside down and outside in. I mean, that's what they were doing. So, 2025 is going to be a rock show.
Give them money for coming over here? I don't understand that.
This puts a thought in my head. Brian says 2025 is going to be a rock show. If it's a rock show and President-elect Donald J. Trump is the is the rock group or guy. Who is he in 2025? This is a great question. Who is he? You could use anybody dead or alive, but who would he be as he comes in? Because I've got a name in mind. I've got a name in mind of who he'd be.
I would
be interested
one.
to know
Probably
what
not the same as yours, but I've got one in mind.
We'll go ahead and throw it out there.
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly. And why?
When he lights his piano on fire. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Okay. I think he's Ted Nugent.
I think Ted Nugent wants to be him.
Oh, he'd like to be.
Oh, I like Ted Nugent. Don't get me wrong. You know, that's a good pick too.
Ted Nugent is playing. He's straight out talker. He tells you exactly how he feels, and I think that's the way President Donald J. Trump is as well. I think that he is definitely that way. So yeah. You know,
Ted Nugent. I can go with that. Sorry, I gotta get off the buttons, don't I?
Well, here's another. I'll throw this out there for the group. I've already responded. No way. He just wants to know how we feel about it. It's coming.
If he's already said no way, it's got something. You know.
I said no way. I said no way. What do we think? No, it's not okay. No. You know.
No.
Now, here's what I'll say. It is America and it is freedom. And if you want to, you got the freedom to be whatever you want to be. But I will draw the line. Kids off limits.
Yes.
The problem we have is well, I'm trying to choose my words wisely here. The people we have that are doing these things are doing it to kids. And that is absolutely got to stop. It absolutely has to stop.
Without a doubt.
This country cannot allow man, I'm getting fired up again. Just all the things that are happening to kids is BS, and it's got to stop.
Yes. In this country, you cannot drive until you're 16 years old in most states. I think it's 18 in some, or 18, or you graduate or whatever. All right. Because you cannot make the proper decisions necessary to drive a vehicle. In this country, you cannot serve in the military until you're 18 years of age because your mental faculties haven't developed. You cannot vote in this country until you're 18 years of age. You're considered an adult. You're able to make adult decisions. You should not be allowing 5 and 6 year old kids, or children to make decisions on their bodies that's going to affect them the rest of their lives. That is a crime to me. That is a sin to me. And that is absolutely not protecting the citizens of this country. Yeah, I'm sorry. You got fired up, got your blood pressure up. Look at me now. I'm all red faced. Thank you.
No, it's all good.
You know, you'll grow up.
We are to be the protectors.
Yeah.
We are to be the protectors of the children. We have a sacred duty to take care of children, a sacred duty. We'll answer to Almighty God on how we have or have not taken care of children. And it is absolutely wrong. There's a great podcaster on Podbean. I love him. He's ex-military and all, and Canadian. I think Canadian. But by the way, he really speaks hard about this. That we as men have a responsibility to stand up and defend children. And when are we as men going to do it? He is very outspoken about this from a biblical and or just as a man, the responsibility we have to defend children. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm still looking up here at some of the stuff that he was talking about. Black Manor Gang. All right. I'm going to quote a very famous black man on this, Morgan Freeman. When they asked him what he thought about Black History Month, he said, Black History Month is American History Month. I'm an American.
Yes.
We're all Americans. We don't even need the color thing. Don't even need to come into play. But it comes into play because the left is using that against the right. The drag queen thing that goes in under the sex thing. I don't care if somebody's grown up and they want to go dress in front of other grown ups and other grown ups want to watch them. That's their business. I don't care. Leave the kids out of it. You know, why do we got to keep dragging kids into this? You know, the drag queen story hour. Who you want to expose them to more people? It used to be we wanted to protect our children. We wanted to keep them safe. We didn't want to overload their little brains. We want to have to learn how to cope with stuff as they became more mentally competent. But now we just want to just throw them out there. Get all kind of weird ideas in their little heads.
I know. Well, you know what? I'll say it like this, and if whatever the store or whatever they allow to happen may happen when I'm not there or not at the restroom is fine. But I will tell you that there is no dude walking in on my granddaughter in the bathroom. That's not going to happen. You can arrest me. You can throw me out. You can do whatever you want. But for that moment, there is no dude dressed as a woman coming into the bathroom on my 12-year-old granddaughter. That's not happening.
No.
And I don't care what anybody says about that. I will stand on that. That's a hill I'm willing to die on. You're not going to do that. And I don't care what anybody thinks about me on this. Again, you can do whatever you want to do, but you will not come in that bathroom. I will guard the door. Hopefully there's several options, but at that moment, not doing it.
Nope.
Not doing it.
Now, where's our friend from Russia? Where was he at? What was he here? Where'd he go? Is he still in there?
Who's that?
Our friend from Russia.
Oh, he's in Podbean. He's still here.
Okay, good.
He's still here.
Do they have issues with that kind of stuff over in Russia? With the transgender people and such as that, and the furries, and I'm just curious. Is that just a United States thing?
Crazy.
Do what?
The furries. I get so tired of that. It just drives me crazy to even hear that.
I know, and I got to keep bringing it up because you get my blood pressure up, and as soon as I say furry, your face starts glowing. If you took your hat off, it would look like a beacon at the airport.
Well, you're like a spotlight on space. I mean, if you take your hat off, so I think the little green Martian guy that you like to do his voice, I think he sees you from space when you take your hat off. It's a landing light for him.
Very angry. It's not very nice today.
I just give as good as I get, man.
Muslims say is the world will be separate in two parts. One lives in hell, but think I'm the heaven. Another contra, but after the apocalypse, they'll find the truth. First in the paradise, the other in hell. Well,
that's true.
You know, that's what the Muslims believe, but as Christians, we don't exactly go along that path.
No, but he's saying they will end up first in where they think they're going, and bet they'll end up where they don't want to go. This is a good statement. This is his thoughts. The Russians and Germans will not fight each other again. That's a bitter history there. That's really not that old, man. When we think about World War II, the Germans rolled into Russia all the way to Leningrad, the death and the carnage, destruction that the Germans, and boy, they got stalled out, and the Russians came back, and those Germans were running for their life, man.
Those Germans
were not ready.
Those Germans were not ready for Russian winter.
They were not. They were not. Yeah, you're absolutely right. They were not.
And the Russians were like, our turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a bitter thing.
You know, that's the Germans were rolling through with those portable killing they pulled them behind the trucks. It was it's basically what they do now for a couple $100 in some places in the world. They gas you, they run the hoses from the road to your house and let you commit, carry, whatever. Well, they were doing that to Jewish citizens in Russia as the infantry was and artillery and all that was advancing. They were behind them going around and finding all the Jews and killing them. I mean, the Russian Jews. That was man, that was a bad history. We can't really understand the totality of just evil all that was. Wow.
Yes.
Amazing statements tonight. And I appreciate this.
That was a
great.
Yeah, and that should have been a moment that every Russian is still proud of to this day. I'm going to throw that out there. The fact that y'all turned the German war machine back, even though y'all had winter on your side, y'all were tough enough to get out there. You were tough enough in the middle of that cold Russian winter and push them suckers right back where they came from. That's
yeah. Oh, the Germans were glad to find the Americans and the British and other because they knew the Russians were not going to stop because of what they just did in their country. I mean, it was a full-on. I mean, they were running for their lives.
Go along with that. Is that from our Russian friend?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Good. That's the way it should be. I can go along with that. That's. I'm glad he's in here. We can ask questions now. I remember years ago, a long time ago, I was stationed at a little island up there in Alaska called Adak. About a stone's throw from Russia, about as far out in the Aleutian chain as you can get. So, at least on that part, I think my climate was pretty close to yours. But it wasn't like it wasn't on up on the mainland. That's for sure.
I love these comments, Brian.
That's exactly why I wouldn't be for it. They talk about snow in North Georgia, and I get shivers down here in South Georgia. We ain't even got the first hint of it. And Russia and Eastern Europe has some most women.
That sounds like coming from a person who knows from personal experience.
Well, you might want to stay away from them Italian women, though. I'm going to throw that out there. Italians know how to cook, and Italian women know how to cook. And that shows eventually. It catches up with them.
Well, their military is not too good.
Well, hey, they don't have to be.
The Italians doing a war?
They don't have to be that good.
Weren't the Italians doing a war game one time, and some of the soldiers showed up on the wrong beach, like a foreign country? It was real embarrassing.
I'm sure. You think about it. You think about it, dude. And I want you to consider this, okay? The Italian military does not have to be good. You go and invade that country, and you have thousands of pissed off Italian mothers and wives coming at you. You gonna turn and run the other way. You're not standing up to that. Yeah.
Rob, we have a statement.
What?
We have a statement coming up that definitely fits the front porch talking. And this is maybe the most amazing statement we've ever had on the front porch. Okay, check this out. It's coming up.
Okay, let's put it up here. I'm not even gonna. We stand outside with a t-shirt on and have a cigarette on the porch when it's minus 25 Celsius. You are freaking nuts. Dude. I don't even know where that is in our temperature scale, but I know 0 is freezing. Okay? Now, you 25 degrees Celsius below that, I'd say that's what? That's at least 32 more degrees below 0 because 32 is freezing for hours. So that's like minus 50-something degrees on our temperature scale. I guess it's a nice little breeze blowing as well, right? Oh my God.
That's some tough talk right there.
That is tough. I'll give you that. That's tough. We don't have a military in Canada. However, the private citizens, we are very well armed. I am too. Look at this arm. That's well armed right there. Welcome to the Rob Gun Show. Mm, mm, mm. I'm well armed.
What the heck was that?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
What'd you do?
Talking.
We
Yeah.
had an explosion that
Okay.
happened nearby.
I thought one of y'all
I don't
proved it.
know
I
if it
heard
was
it.
gunshot,
With Cook sitting right
artillery, or
there.
what that was, dude.
Hey, with Cook sitting right there.
We
I
didn't
wouldn't
lose
stun him.
power. We didn't lose power, so it wasn't a transformer, at least not on our street. But man,
Yeah, it was loud.
I felt the concussion off of that here, man. Did you
Wow.
hear it?
I heard it.
That was loud, man.
Okay.
That's gunfire.
That's a gun. That's different.
If it was
But
gunfire, it
that
was
was a
right
different
outside
caliber
your door.
gun there.
It was right outside
Well, that
your
first
door.
one was loud, man.
What was?
We're not used to hearing gunfire around here. I'm gonna tell you that. Wow.
Brian
Somebody's
Mac,
ticked off, man.
minus 25 Celsius is pretty close to 0 Fahrenheit. I'd say it's dead on it. I mean, because 32 is freezing here. And that's 25 Celsius. It may be below 0. My goodness. Chuck's over here looking at him. Don't you be talking about cold day? Wow. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, this is an interesting statement. I don't know, Commandant Nut, but I guess we could take this in different ways.
Wow.
What in the heck is going on around here, man? We
Was it
might have
still
to go
happening?
check this out, dude.
Okay.
Oh, we just heard another one, man.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
We're going to check outside the door and see what's going on. I've lived here for my whole life. I've never heard this kind of action going on. We'll be right back.
All right. So you're saying 35 Ukrainians are invading the U.S. I don't think they're going to make it too far. We're pretty well armed over here too. Now look, David's running the chat on that end for. Well, let's see. Yeah, so you'll have to wait for him to get back. He's checking on something outside the door. He's going to be right back. So, that reminds me, during the American Civil War, when the North was invading the South, General Sherman came down to take Atlanta, and he did. And he sacked it, and it was bad. It was horrible. And on the way back, there was one rebel from the South stand up there on top of a mountain up where they were traveling beside. And man, he was just talking bad about them, just giving them a fit. Sherman said, "All right, who's my best shoulder? Who's my best soldier?" Hey, NC native picked him out. I said, "You go up there, you bring him down here. Even if you have to drag him, kill him. Go up there and get him." So they took off and they waited, and he just, he stepped off behind the hill. They couldn't see him anymore. The guy never came back. A little bit later, he popped back up on top of that mountain, just started cussing them like a dog, talking bad about them. Sherman picked out his 3 best guys and said, "Y'all get up there and get him." Well, that guy stepped over on the other side of the mountain. Them 3 ran over the mountain to get him, and they never come back. They was looking for, waited and waited. Finally, that guy jumped back up there and said, "Whoo, y'all some ugly people from up Yankee country. I mean, just give them a fit." And he picked out his 10 best men and sent them up there after him. And he jumped over the hill. And they all ran over the hill after him. And one made it back. And oh, he was in rough shape. He come crawling back to camp. And he said, "Don't send no more people up there, sir." He said, "Why not?" He said, "It's a trap. There's 2 of them." Y'all enjoy. What was it, Dave?
Apparently, we have someone behind us across the creek that is setting off some really powerful fireworks. But I mean, like, I've never felt that kind of concussion before. Wow.
Well, it's the wrong time of year for that.
Exactly. I could
Ain't
feel
that
it here,
right?
man. I've never crazy.
Well,
Yeah, I think I know what.
you know what you ought to do, don't you?
Big balls.
You ought to shoot back.
I don't have any to do it with, but
You
anyway.
can do it. You can fire this. You can do that. Just do it back at them.
We're still getting them.
Wow.
These are not
was that another one?
These are not bottle rockets. Let's just say that.
Oh no.
Those fireworks have 10.
He brought Jeremy out of the house. He was trying to figure. No doubt, man. They are rocking. It sounded like it was right behind the studio, man.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know what the heck.
Let's run our commercial. So
We can do it. All right. Here we go. Hang on just a second. Commercial going up now. We'll be right. Hey, folks, Dave in the AM here with the Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. For many weeks now, me and Rob have been telling you about our affiliation with Dubby Energy Drinks. I've been drinking some of them on the show, and I just got in today the powder version, and this is the Pond Blom version of this. And hey, I tell you that it gives you the focus and the energy without the jitters or the crash. There's no sugars, no fillers, no artificial dyes. So get you some Dubby today. Use the promo code Southern Fried, and you'll get 10% off each and every order. Not only can you get the energy drinks, but you can also get some cool merch items. In fact, soon we're going to have a hat to show you as an example of some of those things. There's shirts and other things you can get as well as containers to mix up the powder and the water into that you can carry with you. We appreciate your support of the Southern Fried Podcast and also of Dubby Energy Drinks. We'll see you again soon. Take care. Hey, this is Robin Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. One of our shows that we love the most is Front Porch Talkin. Our Friday night show, which starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, has become a tradition here at the Southern Fried. We appreciate you so much for stopping by on the front porch where we grab our sweet tea or coffee or whatever we're drinking and just sit on the front porch, wave at the neighbors as they go by, and just have a great discussion. We usually don't have a topic or theme. We just like to talk, and we like for you to stop by on the front porch as well. It's a Southern tradition. And Rob and Dave, we're all about the South. We live here in the state of Georgia, and all through the South or throughout wherever you live in the United States or the world, remember, as Rob says, it's a Southern state of mind. Join us each Friday night at 8 p.m. with our friends. Become part of that Cornbread Nation Breadhead crew, and join us on the front porch, and let's talk. Thank you so much. Hey folks, this is Dave in the AM with the Southern Fried Podcast. Rob and I want to wish you a happy new year. We thank you for all your support in 2024 and look forward to seeing you all again in 2025. Thank you for everything. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. God bless and see you soon. Hey, folks, this is Dave in the AM with the Southern Fried Podcast. Me and Rob want to wish you a happy new year. We thank you for all your support in 2024, and we are looking for a fantastic 2025. We have lots of exciting things that we are planning and preparing right now to make our shows even better. Thank you for all your support, your input, your coming and talking in chats, sending us information, helping us spread the word, all those things you do. We wish your family a wonderful new year, and we'll see you soon in the new year. It's just a few hours left, and we want to thank you again for all your support. God bless. See you soon. All right, I am back. Rob will be back with us shortly. Welcome back to Front Porch Talking, our Friday night place where we gather on the front porch. Maybe not as tough as Brian was talking about. That was pretty interesting to be on the front porch with a cigarette at minus 25 degrees Celsius. I think he said amazing. That's a little nippy for me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That one commercial, I put it up and I forgot I double recorded it and tried to get it off there before I actually did, but I was busy with some other controls. So, hopefully it'll die down. We've still been hearing the explosions. So hopefully we're good now, but we appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a good time on your Friday evening. Hey, Debbie's, and appreciate that. Debbie's good. I've actually got the container here.
Yeah, it is.
And we are an affiliate. We haven't made any money. We've bought more than we've made, which was zero what we made, but we've had fun with it. And maybe one day we will. Who knows? It might help the program. But I'm a believer in it. Cook, you had some today. You liked it. So it is like the commercial said. There's no jitters. There's no shakes. There's no let down or anything, crash as they call it. It has a good taste. It's no sugar, but you can only do about 2 of those. You don't want to give yourself too much, but one of those in a 20-ounce bottle is like 2 cups of coffee. So that's why you got to be careful with that. Yeah. So yeah, it's actually good. So I do like. I'm not a big fan of energy drinks. This was something good that came along that I said, let me check this out because and I like their merch too. It's kind of a gaming thing. It says it makes you sharper of mind and all that. I don't know. Maybe I need all the help I can get. Oh. So, yeah, and I was looking at this comment over here. Let me see here, Brian. Let me get this moved over where I can get it up on the screen. Let's see what he said here. Bam, bam, bam. Just takes just a second. Let me put that up there. I had out there on the market that says make Canada great again. But anyway, thank you. I would definitely thank you for being here, and we'll definitely see if we can find a link. But I didn't know about the Make Canada Great Again that was going on. So that's pretty cool information. Those last few pops that we've heard are not too bad. Those first ones were shaking the building, man. It was like, good grief. Maybe the snow made it more impactful. I don't know. But it was like we were in the middle of the American Civil War again or something. So, oh. So what's your temperature in Russia tonight? Commandant Nut, tell us that. I don't think we asked you, but thanks for being here. We've done lives all day long. We've had a good time getting caught up on some stuff this weekend.
Yes.
We don't do much on Saturday. We do release we're going to be releasing some animal rescue stuff from a place called ARA, some interviews we did, and we like to do Veteran of the Week. That's one of our things that we do, and we'll get that out. Now, Sunday, I do a Sunday morning live devotion at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday night we do is normal time for our news program, so I'm sure I'll come back in with it. And sometimes we even do a prayer time in the middle of Sunday afternoon, depends on how the day goes. So that's usually just me. But then Monday is back to our morning live at 6 a.m. and our Monday night live, Mama Said, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll get right back after it. Again, Wednesday of this week, we have a new show debuting called Cornbread Nation. And that show is going to be ever evolving. We've got putting a lot of work into it. It's not a finished product yet, but we are going to roll forward with it. And then on the 20th, we're going to go live several times throughout the day for the Southern Fried MAGA and cover the events of January 20th. And we hope all goes well. We hope there's no problems. We'll just have to wait and see. And so, but thanks for being in here, folks. Thanks for being on the front porch. Y'all are a blessing to us from every side of the spectrum. We thank you for the comments. You know, y'all brought a lot of high level stuff tonight, and I appreciate that because it really makes us think. Let me check in on Podbean here. We had some comments, and I've been reading them, but I haven't put some of them up because we got kind of busy, and we're still getting under attack here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's talking about some of the issues in Europe. Yeah. So make sure we've said hello and goodbyes and things in here. If you got to go, we understand. And yeah, you take care too. Thanks for being in here tonight. And you come back anytime. We appreciate that. And I will look you up on Telegram and all that. And Brian, blessings unto you there and North Carolina native. Hope things are well there. We've been trying to keep up with the news out of North Carolina and what's going on with FEMA. We're not on the ground there. All we can do is go by what we see and what we hear and try to get news from people that are there. Hope and Grind joined in Instagram. We appreciate you coming in. Hope it's if it's your first time, we're the Southern Fried Podcast. I'm Dave in the AM. My partner is Rob. We also have crew here, Cowboy Cook. And then we have my son, Jeremy. He's not in here tonight, but sometimes he comes in. He helps me do a lot of filming, though. And he's I'm trying to train him as a little bit of an engineer to help us out. He loves it, though, stays involved with it, and that's always a great thing. And we enjoy that. There is, I believe tonight, there is ongoing. Rob had to take a break from the program just for a minute, so he's not going to be right back in, and we understand that. So just let me send him a note real quick. Those things happen. But I was trying to find, I believe tonight here in the States, it's important, and maybe around the world a little bit. If we can get that score, there is a football game going on, I believe. Have you seen that score? Yeah, you got to go too. Okay. Thank you so much. That's very nice of that's so nice of you to say. Thank you so much. We appreciate you so much for being in here. And we're glad that somebody likes what we do. It really means a lot. We try to have some fun, but we're serious as well. And you know, I think there's all parts of it. So the score is 7-6 Ohio State over Texas. Thank you, Cook.
Yeah, but keep the field goal to be 7-7 at halftime.
Okay, be 7-7 at halftime. So that is the game to decide who's going to play. Can you believe it? Notre Dame made it. I didn't think they would get that far. They did. But yeah, you have a great time. We probably won't be on much longer. We've been on a lot today. We may not go a full 2 hours, but yes, in the Lord's name, absolutely there on our Podbean side. Amen. And thanks so much. Y'all are awesome. We appreciate your follows and everything. I do appreciate that very much. We're working about 3 different streams, so I didn't know about that last statement there, North Carolina native, but I was a few more minutes. I was like, okay, I don't know if I understand exactly what you were saying there, but okay. Yes, and we are familiar with that, Brian. We are familiar with that organization. That's Franklin Graham's group, I believe, isn't it not? Or maybe I'm wrong on that, but I believe so. And they do, and that we can vouch for their authenticity of what they do. They're very solid, and they've been out there working when a lot of other people were not working and getting things done. So absolutely, man, you're absolutely on point with that, and I absolutely concur. Yes, that is so true. That they are very, very involved. Hey, Rob, and I do. It is, and I agree with that. It is the proper way to And because you know what, they're on the ground there. I mean, they are able to do that. And so, but yeah, appreciate those remarks. You are on point.
Yes, Brian, that
very
is
good.
the way to donate up there. You can't count on FEMA and stuff like that, but you can't count on Samaritan First. They'll be on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a wonderful organization. The church that we feature on here, the First Baptist in Weewahitchka, they work closely with them as well. They helped cut up a bunch of trees and stuff that went down after the hurricanes here in Florida and Georgia, and I think on up into South Carolina. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he also said the Amish, they are amazing. The Amish people have been amazing and working in that area as well. You are correct, sir. Love the Amish, hardworking people, and they are trying to be those good neighbors. And you know, they're not always as open. I mean, they are kind of a closed society to a degree. Maybe different ones are a little more open, so they don't really let you on the inside because they want to protect that they have. But they make amazing things, and you know, they do interact with the public. But they're showing that they care and they're concerned and they want to, and I think that's great. You know, sometimes people don't understand. I worked with a guy for years, and he understood this. He understood about culture. His culture was different than mine, although we found a lot of common ground. And they're great people from outside the U.S. that came in during one of the falls of one of the nations. It was a bad time. Anyway, a person we worked with passed away. And he asked me if I would come to his store. They ran a little business, small business. It's still there. And I came to the business, and he had went out and bought a Christian card. Now, he's not a Christian, but he knew that was mainly the culture of America. So he went out and bought this Christian card, and he showed it to me, and he asked me if it was okay. And I said, it's great. And I said, they would be very, it would mean a lot to them for you to give them. He asked me if I was going to the funeral home, and I said, yes. And he wanted me to sign it. And I said, well, no, that's your card. And he said, no. And so he had me sign it, and they had put their name in there, and he wanted me to write a little something in there, and I did. And he wanted me to ride with him. I was going there anyway. He wanted me to go with him. And when we went into the room, he had me present the card to this family, and he just stood there respectfully and nodded his head. It was his way to say, we care, we're concerned. We don't really understand everything of how to do this. And so that's where I came in. I was the representative. It was really neat how they handled that. And they wanted to be respectful for all that. So, yeah, I guess, you know what? From our friend in Russia, I have never seen the Amish. I gotta admit, I've never seen Amish running down, the road towards Moscow or anything. I'm not being, but have you ever seen that? I don't think there's Amish in Russia. I don't. But have you seen them maybe on TV? They are very. They're all throughout the Ohio region, even in the Tennessee, Virginia, Missouri, Wisconsin. There's different pockets of them. There's also the Mennonites, but you recognize them by their clothing, the buggies that they drive, and the work that they do. I mean, but yeah, the Amish are amazing.
I still think one of the funniest shows ever was that Amish Mafia show that they had out. Do you remember?
Oh, I agree. Yes, I do remember that. That was funny. Totally made up, but funny.
Yeah. So, but they took that whole Good Samaritan thing. They took that and they went somewhere with it. They made it mean something to them. And they do believe in being good neighbors, and they do believe in being respectful to everybody. And you kind of got to get behind that.
Yes.
To a point. I don't agree with them a lot of their doctrinal stuff, but they actually try to live it. So it seems like not just for show. You know, I like that.
You're right about this. There's some orthodoxy among the Christians in Russia who would probably, he's right, would probably resemble a lot of what the Amish are like because they're very old world Christian, if I could say it that way. And I think that's a good analogy there. That there are people that are that do they've held on to their traditions, and I guess I would just say it that way. And so you get you do get that, and that
Yeah.
those enclaves and those communities are very tight, and they don't really open up to outsiders. They are sort of closed society to a degree. I remember when I read about there's a gentleman who was from Austria, and he come to America with his brother. Anyway, in Austria, when he was growing up, he had never
Cross Thomas Mafia.
pitchfork to death.
Sorry,
Yeah,
had to.
but they God, I forgot what I was going to say. It cracked me up. They killed me. Oh Lord, it'll come back to me in a minute. But that totally just got me right there.
Sorry, it had to go up, dude. It had to. There was no way around that.
No, it had to go. It was a great comment. My brain's totally. But no, anyway, I remember he was in Austria, and his whole life as a child, up until he got sick and had to go to a hospital, he had never met anybody outside of his people ever, not one time. And he was scared to death. He had to go he was poisoned accidentally, and he had to go stay in a hospital for weeks or maybe even a few months. And he was scared to death. That was the first time he saw Christmas, first time he ever heard hymns being sung. It was an amazing experience, but he lived in fear for a good long time because he had never been away from his people. He didn't understand the language. He didn't understand their customs. He didn't even understand their foods. You got to understand, when you're raised in like that, everybody else is like an alien. I mean,
Well, I want to throw something out here for you, okay? And this is off Fox. So, uh, L.A. County cut fire budget, okay, and it was like $17 million that they cut it by, and which equated out to like 63 more firefighters, I think, and equipment and stuff like that. Okay, they pay the highest taxes in California. L.A. County does. Our fire
yes.
hydrants were empty, but thank God, drug addicts were getting their drug kits. Um, let's see. Hang on a minute. $14,000 was allocated for the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles. Why we had to spend money to fund the chorus? Okay. It's the group that seeks to create musical experience that strengthens our role as a leader among lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender and performing arts organizations. Another $190,000 was allocated to the homeless and HIV program, which includes a syringe exchange program, which gives sterile syringes to homeless drug addicts. An additional $100,000 of county funds were put aside to pay for the Juneteenth celebrations, while $13,000 was allocated to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender Heritage Month programs. The Civil plus Human Rights and Equity Department was also granted $100,000 for a midnight stroll transgender cafe to fund housing for homeless and transgender in Hollywood. It also granted $13,000 to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender heritage monthly programs and $4.5 million to the infrastructure of electric vehicle chargers. Appropriations for the general city purpose saw $250,000 set aside for equity and inclusion. Okay, why are these more important than being prepared for what's happening now? You know, we're It affects everybody. Whatever your sexual orientation, whatever, the fires affect everybody. You know, but we're going to set this side of us over here to these folks. And, you know, if we have a disaster, well, we're all screwed. You know, what is up with that? That just sickens me. You know,
I know.
following the funding cut, LA County Fire Chief
I
Anthony
know.
Marone on Wednesday said that there are not enough firefighters in LA County to address 4 separate fires of this magnitude. There may not have been with the 63 that they had to cut, but it would have been a start in the right direction. You know, come on, man, woman, everybody, come on. There
Come
comes a
on,
point
man.
in time where common sense has to come into play. It has to. You know, yeah, it's more important to do this and just let LA burn. What's the rationale here? Help me, somebody, please help me.
Yeah.
Hmm?
You're trying to make sense of the jackleg army. We've got some real nuts that are leading and running our city, county, and state, federal governments.
Oh, Chuckers is worried about me. Poor little bitty kitty cat. Y'all see this poor little precious little thing here? You remember when he was little?
Little.
Yeah. He used to be little.
I don't know that I actually remember. I don't remember being little. I think he's always been kind of big since I've seen him.
Okay. Well, I guess he was up there a little bit. I still call him my little baby kitten. He's only about a year and a half old.
But he has put on some weight.
Yeah,
he has put on some weight.
Yeah. NC Native, you're right. So let me ask you this, North Carolina Native. How have you heard about FEMA kicking people out of the motels and hotels? And what's your thoughts on that, if you have? We'll give you a chance to think that out and put a response up. We might move on to another topic, but yeah, come back to that one. And to our Russia friend, I have a question for y'all. If y'all have a big disaster like a forest fire or mudslides or a flood, do y'all have like a government agency that comes in and helps? Just out of curiosity.
We will await an answer.
But it wouldn't surprise me.
We're talking about this this invasion. He was asking me about. He heard that and he asked me if we struck back. I said, no, we didn't do a counterattack on the Tannerite or whatever they were firing off over there behind us. My God. I have lived here a long time, man. I have never heard that kind of a blast.
No,
we didn't fight back. We decided not to invade.
Okay. It sounds like they were shooting.
Maybe,
mortars.
Man. Maybe I am.
Because they're 2-stage. Mortars are, you have the initial fire, then you have the boom up top. So what you were probably feeling was that initial blast that launched the mortar. And it'll just shake everything a little bit. And then when it goes off in there, it's really loud.
I felt them both.
Oh, wow. And they were real close.
And Cook concurs.
Yes.
It was not We were no two-stage on this. It was boom, boom, and it rocked the studio.
Yeah,
I could feel it.
there too.
Wow.
It brought Jeremy out of the house. We've never heard nothing like that around here. This is a sub. We're in the suburbs here, man. We're not out in the middle of the wood.
He says even the local news wouldn't have articles highlighting a FEMA screw up. Oh, well, it's figures. I'd like to say I'm surprised by this, but by that. Wait a minute. Okay. This is just coming up now on Fox News on the migrant crime side of it. Oh, I got it. Says that weaponized migration. U.S. faces deadly consequences with Maduro in power. Venezuelan opposition warns. As the Venezuelan political crisis reaches a breaking point, members of the Venezuelan opposition party are warning there will be an increase in Trinidad gang violence with deadly consequences for the U.S. as socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro remains in power. Well, the thing is, I think we're fixing to handle that part of it. So, because the feds found a way to have that local news station lose its broadcast license or something. Yeah, they don't like you highlighting their screw ups at all. Well, with Tom Holman going in, I think he's going to take care of a lot of that. And soon we're going to have a big, beautiful wall, maybe two of them, one for the north and one for the south. That would be awesome. And we can control our points of entry a lot better. So, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, why is Mexico even letting Venezuelans across their border? To come here. Why are they opening their borders to let people travel through to here?
Well, they've been turning them back. Now they're busting up the caravans, and they're allowing some of them to wait. But in the area they wait, they say the crime is pretty high, so a lot of them are kind of stuck. But they should never came through. But they were just think about it. They just let them pass through, and they take some money as they travel through. It's almost like a tourism campaign. They don't got to take care of them. They come through and bust into America. What's it costing them? These people have some money, and they're spending it all along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's not even get into the.
They're probably selling T-shirts. They're probably even selling T-shirts down there that say "America or Bust."
Well, let's bust them. I hate to be ugly like that. I hate to I hate to sound like I'm anti-immigration because I'm not. We need immigration, but you got to do it the right way. There's no consequence. In fact, they're rewarded for coming into the country now illegally.
I know.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's a badge of honor.
Get some
Joe will have more awards to give out. I'm surprised he's not down on the border giving out trophies to them when they cross the border. Put a little, like the what is the little lei or whatever they put on you get to Hawaii. He's got a little something he puts around their neck. Welcome to America.
As far as those freedom trophies mean, now that he's giving them out to Soros and to Hillary, I mean, he just just hang freedom trophies around their neck because they mean absolutely nothing now.
Yeah, that's true, North Carolina native. True.
Yes. Well, how come those worst criminals, don't just stay in Venezuela?
Well, they don't want them there. They have to take care of them, keep them
we don't
locked
want
up.
'em here.
Joe does. Joe does. And yes, Brian, you make a great.
That would be awesome.
Brian makes a great point, and that was the difference. That's what immigration used to be. Is those that made and worked hard made a difference, and God bless the Scots.
Yes,
amen.
And a lot of these people had a trade skill when they came here.
Yes,
imagine that. They knew something that would benefit the country. It would actually be beneficial.
And many immigrants only practiced their culture at home. They made sure that they adopted American, Western ways, at least to the point that they wanted to fit in. They wanted to become American. They didn't. It was not a showy thing. It was, this is who we are now. And in some cases, put away things that they came from. So they said, we're in America now. We're gonna be Americans.
Yes. Yeah, in Venezuela, I could probably see that. You must leave the country.
Ohio State scored a touchdown with 30-something seconds.
I saw that.
Left till halftime.
14-7.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest divisions in this country, next to libertards and conservatives, or liberals and conservatives. Sorry, brain's kicking in now. Time for hyperness. We've got Chinese Americans, we've got African Americans, we've got Italian Americans, we've got Irish Americans, we got Native Americans, we got American this, so and so American, so and so American. Why? Why can't we just be American? It's America. America. Why can't we just be American?
America.
America. We can be Americans, not Americans. Come on, y'all. Enough's enough. Let's all be Americans. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what shape your eyes are. You're my brother. You're a citizen of the United States. You're one of my fellow countrymen. It doesn't matter. The rest of it doesn't matter. I don't care. You're an American citizen. Why do we have to have this division? Sorry, I got on the soapbox a little bit.
Soapboxa.
Yeah. But I mean, it's
so Rob, when your people came from where? Where did they come from?
Ireland and Scotland.
Ireland. So Irish. when your people came to America, what skill did they have?
They were farmers. I've got cousins that were on the wagon trains, that led the wagon trains out west. Some of the Moon people. They were drinkers. They were professional drinkers, being Scotch Irish. Let me tell you, they could drink. And they were known for it. Had some Blackfoot Indian in there too. They had a lot of skill. They drank about the same as the Scotch Irish. They got along real well. What skills did your folks have? Oh, apparently mine knew how to butcher too and cook. Oh, we were some lady killers because we all some good looking people. Look at it. Clickbait right here.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Clickbait. Oh, man. You right. Oh, come on, man. That's Brian Max says,
man, y'all were kissing cousins. Y'all were kissing cousins, and you know it.
Who? Who? I ain't from Alabama. My goodness. My parents brought a house.
Hey, don't be running down people in Alabama.
Well, you was running me down. I'm in South Georgia. My parents bought a house in North Vancouver, British Columbia, around 1960, and it cost about $19,000. So imagine that. Wow. How much?
Your people couldn't have been that bright. They had no more sense to get further away from Florida than they did. Come on, man. They should have been a little further away from Florida. The influence is too strong there.
Influence of what? There wasn't no rednecks back then. They was all rednecks. And the Blackfoot Indian part come from my grandmother's side. That was up in Wisconsin. You know. But we was awesome. We all some lady killers. We some good looking folks. I'm just saying.
Oh, come on now.
Come
on now.
Look at that sexy profile.
Y'all know y'all was married to some lumpy women. Come on, you know that.
Some lumpy women. Man, there wasn't no lumpy women down here back then. Everybody's about halfway starved because there's all dirt farmers. Lumpy women. Dude, you better be glad my grandma ain't alive now. And I'd tell her, they just called you a lumpy woman. She'd be on her way to North
They
Georgia.
just look like a gravy and biscuit, man.
Huh?
Just a little lumpy gravy, man.
It's not nice, dude. It's not nice. All right, so that's where we're going now. Okay, I see where we're going now. All right, let's keep this conversation going now.
It's late on a Friday night, so
yeah, my brain. I'm fixing to hit overdrive on my brain here. North Carolina has some lumpy women. I used to work with a lumpy. What are you calling a lumpy? Lumpy engines. Lumpy?
oh,
Dude, there ain't no such thing as lumpy engines. I do have an engine joke though. If y'all want to hear it, I'll be happy to share it.
Oh Lord.
Lone Ranger Tonto came riding into town one day, and Lone Ranger looked at Tonto and said, "We're gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here to the saloon." He said, "But my horse is kind of hot." Silver here.
Okay.
Would you mind running around him so he can cool off? Help him cool off? He says, "Yes, Kimosabe." So Lone Ranger went inside to get him something cool to drink. A little bit later, sheriff come running in and say, "Hey, is that your horse out there?" He said, "Yes, that's my horse. His name is Silver." He said, "Yeah, well, you left your engine running." You're not even going to comment on that?
Oh. No, I'm not.
Sounds a little bit like Lumpy. That's why I brought it up. Lumpy Indians?
See, Lumpy, you didn't know nothing about.
No, that's over in North Carolina. I'm down here in South Georgia. That's a long way away.
That's because the tribe they were called Lumpy down there. What's
no, I do have Seminole on my dad's side, okay? Left your engine running. See? He got it.
These, Rob's jokes. Rob's jokes go from fair to bad, and sometimes I just ignore them because every once in a while he'll have a decent one.
I seem to remember getting you on the firearm pretty doggone well. And I got you and Cook both on the green deer.
Because one time I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt and thought you really had a great story to tell, and it turned out to be this horrible joke. And I just had to shake my head.
I got y'all. I got you and Cook both with the green deer. If y'all look back on our Facebook,
you got me with green deer.
Look back, way back. It's one of the first videos that we ever put up, and I was I shot a video. I was stalking down the green deer that we have here in
Yes,
Georgia.
without a doubt. You got me on the green deer. My cousin loved.
Yeah, it's worth watching. Once.
Like I said, even a blind squirrel every once in a while finds something, you know.
Finds an acorn. You know. I should have done that after the engine thing. I forgot though. I'm not used to having this thing sitting right here available. You know. So I'm gonna have to get used to it, and I'm gonna have to get on this thing.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you
Like
something.
they did. I thought I was going to see a deer, a real deer.
Yes, the John Green deer. All right. See what this does to my voice when I do this, please. Does this change my voice any at all? Dave?
Only if you are in a certain kind of bar.
Okay. We got sirens
I
going
actually
on.
Didn't do anything.
Okay. We got sirens going on.
I didn't hear your voice changing.
Okay. I'd be all right.
What about now? Did that change my voice any? Just checking.
No change.
If it did, that's fine. Huh?
No change.
Okay.
Never mind. I didn't want to put them buttons anyway.
No change.
Good.
Yeah, that is.
What? Oh, you're saying no change, so it must have changed. You're laughing way too hard.
I'm laughing at Cook over here. He's making comments behind me.
So you was gonna say no change, just let me keep talking like that, huh?
Yeah, I said, yeah, he did.
Yep, squeaky voice. See? North Carolina have got me. It's supposed to be a child's voice. Yeah, I got new toys over here. Steve was commenting on it earlier.
Well,
hey,
you know, that's what you'd expect from a child, right? That's what you'd expect from a child.
I love it. You guys are so great.
give you the Jill Biden clap there.
Joe's clap was better than that.
Yeah, until he got that shot to clear it up. Sorry. Oh, it's Native. You're gonna have to save me here. My brain's going like not at nothing here. Oh my goodness, Dave, why'd you let me go there?
Good night, Brian. Take care, brother. We'll be off here in a few minutes ourselves.
Brian leaving? Tell him to have a good night
Yeah,
for me
Brian,
too.
He hears you.
Okay. Well, brother, you have a good one. We'll see you back in here soon. Yeah, I'm hot. I'm burning up here now.
Yeah.
Did LA Mayor Karen Bass rejects assistance from New York Fire Department. And Newsom accepts help from Mexico crew. What? Why? What the? She rejected an offer from the New York Fire Department to help battle deadly wildfires scorching the Golden State. As of Friday morning, the fires have burned more than 10,000 homes and buildings in the Los Angeles area. The Federal Emergency Management Agency recently agreed to pay for more firefighters after state reported it was beyond capacity. New York City Fire Commissioner Robert Tucker extended the offer in recent days, according to the report. JetBlue agreed to pay for the firefighters' airfares to the city, so it wouldn't even cost them nothing to travel. Mexico is sending in crews to help contain the Eden fire, Gavin Newsom announced on Friday. So why are they accepting help from Mexico when we could have our own people there to help as well? I mean, they're just helping with one fire to help contain the Eden fire, but there's 3 or 4 other fires. Why wouldn't they accept help from New York? Is that
It makes no sense. If you're trying to understand the liberal mind,
oh, I can't wrap my head around that. So somebody offered to help and they turned it down? And this is the mayor of LA. And your city is burning and you won't accept help? What kind of moronic idiocy is this? Huh?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And who would vote for that? Well, you didn't know you was voting for that until it got in office. But you think she'll win the next time? I don't see how she could.
Yes, I do.
You think she'll win next time?
Because stupid is as stupid does.
Well, Mama said stupid is as stupid does. You're right. To know somebody accepting help is a sign of weakness. Well, he's weak in the brain. Well, he accepted it from Mexico. That's just it. We'll let Mexico come in and help, but we're not going to put our own people in danger and let them help. Or the people in this country that want to help, we're not going to let them do it. Yeah, idiocy. It makes me want to say words.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I can even talk right now.
I mean, I just think the more this goes, the more angry Americans get.
Yeah.
And we're just counting the days, man. We're just counting the days.
Hey, tomorrow's a new day, too.
Well, don't start talking like Kamala.
Huh?
Don't start talking like Kamala.
Oh, what
Tomorrow's
I'm saying
a new
is,
day.
Yes. And as of tomorrow, we can go 9. Today is 10. Tomorrow is 9, 8, 7, 6. We on the countdown now. We're going to rocket man this thing.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un is.
No, I'm talking about the song. Rocket Man. Sorry.
That didn't sound like that song.
No,
that sounded like a country tune while you said it.
That'd be all right. The nation always flops back and forth on presidents for like the last 50 years. So we'll probably have a dim president in 2028. If it's a liberal, I guarantee you it'll be dim. That wasn't very nice, was it?
No, not very nice at all.
But it was true and it was honest and heartfelt. No, I really think in 2028 we got a real shot. We'll see how he does, but I think JD Vance, we can get somebody we can get behind following Trump. What do you think, Dave?
We'll
see how he does.
Certainly, he's certainly at the forefront right now of being the next. We'll see how this 4 years goes.
Yeah. Who do you think he'll pick for a running mate?
That's way too far out to figure. But if he could talk DeSantis into running with him, that would be amazing.
That's
I
what
know
I
a lot
was
of
just
people have been mad at DeSantis about stuff, but he brings a lot of receipts as well.
Look what he's done
And
for Florida. My goodness.
that'd be like a super team right there.
Yeah, I was talking
So
to a guy from Florida. And I was kind of hoping that he would run this time, or at least get on the vice president ticket. He said, "Hey, that's my governor. Don't you be messing with my governor."
I know who it won't be. It won't be Tim Walz.
That's enough time for the Dems to get enough of the illegals registered to vote for the Party of Progress. No, we're going to send all them back. That'll give us enough time to get rid of them. Party of Progress is going to be giving their walking papers. Oh. Oh.
They'll probably be pushing. They'll probably be pushing a transgender candidate next time. To be honest,
dude, let's hope not.
Just saying.
Well, they hadn't got a woman elected yet.
Well, they could accomplish all that. See, they could accomplish all that. They could get all of it all rolled into one, man. Think about it.
He could be a real man / woman / for the people. What? This is presidential, Mr., Ms., and hey, Chuckers.
Yeah.
Chuckers thought that was funny too. Oh my goodness. Well, come here. Oh, I back up to pick him up, and he walks off, a little snot.
Oh, he played you, man. He played you.
He come back. He'll come back. He'll come back. Yeah. Poor little kitty cat. Poor helpless, starving little one-eyed kitty cat. You're sweet kitty. Yeah. Say hi to Dave.
Yeah.
You got to say hi to Dave. Say hi to Dave. Don't look at me. He's not looking at you. He kind of got his ears cocked back a little bit. Don't give him ears at me. Hey, Dad, I don't like it. Here.
Did you see the video of the news reporter in California early in the morning, and the bobcat comes walking by, and she thinks it's a dog? You need to check that out.
Did she try to pet it?
No, she just kept talking. It walked right by her. Just walked on.
She just tried to pet it once.
Yeah. No, there was no petting going on. I mean, she was just talking.
Hmm.
And it wasn't a chupacabra. It was a bobcat.
Oh, let's see here. That was a good one. That's how they get their woman in office, to run a man in a wig. Probably have to wear a dress too, I would say. President Caesar. What is the heck is a Caesar? I know what Caesar is, but that's a salad. If Caesar is a salad, I don't want one.
Oh, it's a salad.
Oh, is it Julius Caesar? That probably his name. He identifies Julius Caesar. Julius. Now his pronouns are Caesar.
Caesar.
To be perfectly honest, if we're going to have a transgender president, I think, maybe we could talk J.D. Vance into wearing a dress and running against it. What do you think?
I don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it is either.
It'd be more likely that you'd put a dress on and run than he would.
Who would?
That you would.
Oh, no. No, I would not put on a dress for none. I don't identify the right way anyway. I couldn't be a Z-zer. My pronouns are fat and I can't say the other one. It's another word for butt or smart and that smart butt. Yeah, that's it. So
Something like
yeah,
that.
something like that, but completely different. Oh, I talked somebody into watching Fight Club one time. I told them it was just like Sixth Sense, but totally different. And they were like, "Oh, I love Sixth Sense," and they watched it and they got really mad. It was funny.
Well, their first mistake was listening to you.
Oh my goodness.
They should have known better.
Yeah, probably. You know, I know me. So, all right. Well, how's our
You know
Russians doing?
me.
Are Russians still on?
I don't know. It was it's like 5 a.m. there, so
Okay.
I think they might have went on
All
to,
right.
and our stream is ending there because in 3 minutes because of the it only goes so long. So
Okay.
we got it works out right though because we're right at the end of our program. So
Yeah. Well, why don't we call it a night? We've had several lives today. You and Cook done more than I have. I come in for the tail end of one. I was playing my test out there. All right. Well, everybody, we are glad y'all joined in with us tonight. And we hope you enjoyed the show. Y'all like, follow, and subscribe. And to everybody who has recently subscribed out to our Facebook and stuff, hey, we appreciate that. We had a big jump on Facebook. And
we did.
y'all go out there and we've got some videos up for people standing against the monkey farm down here in Bainbridge. And this could happen in your state. It happened in our state, and they're still fighting it. But it's stuff that can go on real quick, and got to keep your eyes open. But yeah, watch it and see what you give us your opinions on it. But yeah, this is an important fight that we're doing down here in Bainbridge, Georgia. So we want to give them a shout out for all the effort and work they're putting into it as well.
Yeah.
We want to continue to pray for the people in North Carolina and California. Hope y'all get the help that you need. I really do. And we're praying for you, and our hearts and minds are with you in our prayers. So.
Amen.
Yes.
And for the rest of the country, hey, Donald Trump's going to be there here in just a few days. Just hang on. Relief is on the way. It's in sight. So keep praying.
That's what he said. That's what he's singing every song, every rally, every meeting. Hold on, I'm coming.
Yeah.
Sam and Dave.
Hold on, I'm coming. We need to play that song. All right. Well, we love y'all, and God bless you. And Dave, you got anything else?
Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday, and look for some more interviews to come up.
Outstanding. All right. Thank you, North Carolina native.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Salute. We'll talk to y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Good night.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.